Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Please continue to pray for me by leaving a dislike on my video. Pray for my career path especially. So I just got my contract today for the fall semester to teach here, and I had a moment of sadness because this is one of the best jobs I've ever had. I haven't run into toxicity, and for the most part, I have a good working relationship with most of my colleagues. There are a few who beat at a different wavelength, but even then, I don't run into toxicity. We can still live and let live, and I have good chemistry with my students as well. But I've been here in Phoenix for 2 years, actually 2.5 if you count the time that I was staying here during the pandemic. And I haven't really made many friends. In fact, I only recently went on a date with somebody for the first time in 2.5 years of living here. And even then, it wasn't even a very serious date. She was 20 years my junior, and the only reason I went out with her was to just kind of practice a little bit so that I can see what works and what doesn't, right? And I know she was also practicing as well, so that was that. But that was the only date I've been on in so long, and I don't have a very good connection. In fact, a lot of times people leverage their differences against me. I was at a meetup. I kind of got kicked out of there, unfortunately, because things got heated one day. I had walked away from a game because I have food allergies, and this guy was eating something. And when he heard the reason that I left the game was my food allergies, he made a very unprofessional remark, let's put it that way. And I lost my temper with him, and I shouted a few obscenities, and I stormed out of the place. And I forgot he was drinking, so I probably took it a little bit more aggressively than I should have. But then people here in Phoenix drink way too much, right? This is not something that I might have run into in a different city where drinking is not nearly as prevalent, right? So with a heavy heart, I signed the contract, and then I vowed to myself over the coming year or 2 years, I'm gonna do two things. Number one, make sure I get a very good reference out of Maricopa colleges, and number two, accumulate as much bismuth as I can so that when I finally move out of here to my new life, I'll have a little bit more clout in whatever I'm doing, right? I hope to have 10 tons of bismuth when I move on from here, hopefully to either to Wallace, Idaho, or maybe to my family in Taiwan, or possibly Poland. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.